Hi, I'm Wayne Smith,
And I'm Ross Slater.
and together we're co-founders of Reach Capabilities, an organization that helps individuals and teams cultivate their capabilities. And what better tool than the Kolbe Index that we use as our foundational product? I came from the corporate sphere, 30 years at Sears Canada and TD Bank Financial Group. Ross worked internally and externally at the Strategic Coach. Why don't you describe a little bit about what our organization is all about and what we've been doing for the last number of years?
So the biggest thing that we do is Kolbe is our largest tool, as you said. You got certified in 2007. I was certified in 1996, so we've been certified for a long time. We've probably done about 10,000 Kolbes over the time that we've been working together, and we've embedded it in many small and large organizations. Some of the, probably over 200 organizations, some of them a lot are corporations, but we've also worked with not-for-profits and entrepreneurial organizations. We've probably done about 500 workshop presentations during that time, which is a lot of glop shops.
That's a lot of glop shops.
That's a lot of glop shops. And our audiences are usually, 15 up to 250, but we've also, in addition, done tons and tons of one-on-one calls and individual interpretations. And I think we're not just stopping at that. We actually use a lot of the other tools, including we've probably done about 100 or more right fit programs. So a lot of breadth using the Kolbe tool in the organization. And I think there's one organization, one customer that we've done a lot of work with, which is one that you brought in.
Right. So for over a decade, we've been working with this large bank, TD Bank in Canada. And we've now just hit the 6,000 person mark of people or leaders that we've worked with there. We get great joy when we get a phone call from someone who's a newly anointed leader or moved to a new, more senior role, and they say, "I need you. We need you up front. We want to get the team off to the right start." And so we're always part of that process. We hear the lexicon living really well throughout the organization. We know even, in fact, some of the people bring their Kolbe Index to their interviews, which we know that there's really some sustainability and some leverage of the tool. But that's what I'm doing at TD Bank, or what we're doing at TD Bank. Talk about that kind of more in-depth work that you've done.
Well, in some of our smaller clients, we get a chance to do more. And so we worked with a small or maybe medium-sized property and casualty insurance broker, and we did everyone's Kolbe A in the beginning. The owner had been referred from somebody I knew through Strategic Coach, but then we didn't stop there. We got everyone cut up. Then we started doing right fit hire for all the positions. And we even got to do some neat things in tweaking compensation and the sales side so that they could really better match the role, what they were trying to do in terms of the revenue goals with the behaviors that they were looking for in that role. Mm-hmm. We used a lot of different tools with them as well. And you have one tool that you really, really like.
Yeah, mine is the Kolbe A to A report. I think that comparison report really helps a leader and their employee or people working on mutual committees or different kinds of committees. I see it in personal family relationships. I love the way it really explains what is our interaction, even when we have similar results. And so my favorite part of it is the arrow diagram, showing kind of the step-by-step process that I use in order to get things done compared to someone else. So that's my favorite tool. How about you?
Coincidentally, I actually love the original, or the Kolbe A report itself. Yeah. Basically, the questionnaire just highlights so many different things. It was hugely useful to me when I first got my result, and I even find that when I talk to people, because I do a lot of our transition calls, that they're always astonished that the 36 questions picks up that there's these major things going on in their life, which is pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. And in fact, you had that happen with one of the individuals you worked with that really had a lot of value in their career. Which one was that again?
Well, there was one young, highly successful branch manager within a branch, and was excited to be moving to the next level, and they insisted that he have a breadth position, that he had to find something that was different than what he had been doing, where he had a success. Moved from branch manager to a regional finance role, struggled in a very big way. Kolbe was the piece that unlocked that his first Kolbe. He was in transition. The second one, we discovered a 3-3-9-3 doing a role that was very, very different. And so we introduced Kolbe to the leader, who was quite open-minded, and from that we found a solution and shifted him to a new role. So that was my great story, but you've had tons of great stories.
Well, I think it's really great when I get to work with families, and I've worked with a lot of different families and the kids and the parents and just helping them understand it. And in fact, Wayne and I use it quite a lot in our relationship with our families and our friends, to the point that you had a bet for a while of how long it would take at even a dinner party when we would bring up Kolbe as a topic of conversation for dinner. We used to get all the way to 15 minutes sometimes before we brought it up. But I think that that's a big part of it, is how it's impacted our personal lives.
Right. Kathy Kolbe says, Kolbe will set you free. For me, it was a huge moment while working in a bank, realizing my 3782 didn't look like everyone else, and allowing me to start to investigate and decide to move into the entrepreneurial sphere.
And on my side, my biggest insight from the whole time I've been involved over 20 years is this sense of what does it mean to be a mediator, and how that has really formed my career and the spaces I've been able to go into, and something I try and pass along to all the other mediators whenever I meet them, to say how special they are. And in closing, we'd just like to say thank you so much for being nominated to the Kolbe Professional Award this year. We're very, very excited to be involved, and we really hope we win. And no matter what, thank you very much. It's an awesome experience to be involved.
See you in October.